Okay guys, it is Thursday. We're in San Salvador. We thought Thursday was going to be our day to rest and meal prep and do all the things we need to do in order to prepare to be offshore for 4, 5, or 6 days. But the wind changed again and now it's looking like today is the prime day to leave. So we might be skipping our rest day and heading right offshore. But first, Billy needs coffee and Jetty needs a walk. You going mountain climbing?
And just go up the rig real quick, just do a quick inspection, make sure everything is looking good up there. You guys want to come with me? Come on. Just looking for broken wires, any cracks in the fittings, any pins that look like they're coming out, any red flags basically. Nuts are on tight, yep. All right, stop. Snack.
Okay, this is officially night 1 of our longest sail yet. You probably know by now that I stress out about these things, but tonight we have a full moon, our AIS is making our overnight sail so much easier, and I have been saving something to watch to help relieve the stress. I have been a Swiftie since Taylor was opening up for Rascal Flatts, so you better believe I want to go to the Eras Tour. Some of our fam got tickets and saved me one, but I knew this time of year was when we were going to be getting the boat away for hurricane season, so I gave up my tickets because I certainly did not want Billy stuck doing this alone. So tonight I'm having my own concert.
Welcome to the Eras Tour! We're about to go on a little adventure together.
And let me tell you, popcorn and a 4-hour concert made my 5-hour shift go by like you wouldn't believe. Okay, night 1 is officially done. Billy did 5 to 12, I did 12 to 5. That's longer than we normally do, but it let us each get more sleep, and for some reason we were both wide awake, so we were good. There's supposed to be wind right now, however, there's no wind. It is 7 knots. We have the main end screecher up, but we also have an engine on, and we're just motor sailing along. We're like, I don't know, 50 miles north of my iguana. And we're just checking off miles. we haven't put lures in the water at all since we left because, well, our freezer is absolutely stuffed with that yellowfin tuna. So don't want to have to fillet anything out here right now. Neither of us feels super great and there's no room to put it anywhere. So no lines, no fishing, just moving.
Well, it's been about 36 hours probably since we left. Honestly, been running one engine a lot of the time. Yesterday we were able to sail a little bit, then the wind died. We had to run an engine for basically all night just to kind of keep us moving along. Otherwise we're doing less than 4 knots. And then today we were able to fly the Screecher for a good while, which was awesome without any engines. But that was for, I don't know, a few hours, 3-4 hours. And then before and after then, we also had to run an engine to keep us moving along at more than 4 knots. We've just got the spinnaker up now. We have a little bit of downwind. We're not even going 4 knots, like 7-8 knots of true wind. Keep it up for a bit, see what the wind does, keep it quiet. It's staying full and it's pulling the boat along, so that's good. And yeah, we've been doing kind of like closer to 5-hour shifts, which has been going really well. It's really nice out here. Big swells, but like medium period, like 9-second intervals, so it really hasn't felt rough at all. Haven't really seen anything. Saw one boat like last night, I think, and then one ship.
You didn't have any boats? I had boats all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, I had like 4 cruise ships in a row, then a little sailboat, then a cargo ship.
Wow, Sierra saw a bunch of boats last night. I barely saw any. I saw one when I first came on shift, and that's basically it. So running an engine has been all right. We've been keeping it pretty low RPMs as well, like around 2,000 RPMs, just to try to conserve some fuel. So that's been pushing us along around 5 knots. I would go a little bit faster. We would keep the speed up to closer to 6 knots, especially when we have an engine on, but we really got to try to conserve our fuel because all the way down to Puerto Rico and the USVIs, it's going to be relatively light wind. We only hold like 95 gallons of fuel, plus we got one 5-gallon jerry can. So we just got to kind of conserve, because if we went engine all the way from here, we'd definitely run out. So we got to definitely try to sail a bit and just conserve a little fuel. And we do run an engine 1 at a time. 2,000 RPMs will make 5 knots. That's pretty good. So as long as we sail a little bit, and the closer we get down there, the more we get into the regular trade winds, we should have some easterly trade winds that hopefully by that time we have gone east, and now we can sail on the beam reach in those trade winds for at least the last day. So probably have, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days to go, depending on where we want to go. I thought I was gonna make food.
Yeah, well, you take too long to start.
All right. What'd you whip up down here? Ooh.
Pasta.
Thank you. How you been feeling?
Grandma means the bomb. I don't know why we didn't use it for so many years.
I know.
But it's also really calm, so.
I've been getting some splicing done. My splicing workshop here. Thursday. What day is it?
Is it Saturday?
It's Saturday afternoon. So we left
We've been out to sea for a whopping 3 days.
for over 48 hours, right? We left Thursday midday.
To Friday midday to Saturday midday.
So yeah, over 48 hours out here. Still motoring. Sierra sailed us all night with the Screecher, doing, what'd you say, 4.5 to 5.5 knots. It's pretty slow, but still super comfortable. Nice not having to use the engine.
Reserving our fuel that's gonna run out soon.
Yeah, but I think we'll be all right actually. We still have over 50%.
But our tank's shaped in a way where once it goes low real quick.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Today, most of the day we had to motor. Right now it's like borderline. If we have another knot of wind, then we could sail with the Screecher and maintain like 4.5 knots at least. But as of right now, we'd barely, maybe be getting 4 if we're lucky.
And the pro of all this is it's so calm.
How far away are we from land? We're in like 20,000 feet of water.
We're like 250 miles from Dominican Republic, like 375 miles from the tip of Puerto Rico, 400 miles from where we want to go.
How far off are we of Turks and Caicos? Just that way, probably 100 or 200 miles, something like that. How's it been going for you?
Good. Our shifts have been working well.
Yeah, we've been doing longer shifts, like 5 hours, right?
And I think that only worked because the first day we like took naps we started right away rather than both being up until the night. And I've been having lots of good things to watch.
And it does kind of stink running these engines. Again, we've only been running one at a time, been going 5 to 5.5 knots. But it is nice having new Yanmar engines that are just reliable, relatively quiet. On adrenaline, we would never do this. They just were so old and unreliable.
And we wouldn't have taken this weather window.
We would have made sure we could sail.
Yeah, which would have put us in way more uncomfortable stuff because we just didn't trust Adrenaline's engines. But I appreciate the calm, and we've still sailed at least 50% of the time.
Yeah, I guess so. It just feels like a lot.
You're making it sound like we've motored the entire time.
I mean, yeah. And then sometimes we're motor sailing, so we're, definitely sailing, but just getting a little bit of a push from the engine to keep us above that, 4.5, 5 knot mark. I think this weather window has been perfect for us because we were able to get south all the way down to San Salvador and then head east off of there, kind of southeast, but we're making our easting now. The trade winds are going to pick up tomorrow afternoon sometime, and then we'll turn more south, and then we'll have 2 days of sailing directly to Puerto Rico or the US Virgin Islands or somewhere in there. Perfect conditions to get there. It's better than the thorny path we did a few years ago on Adrenaline. So yeah, we still got a few days left, so we'll see how the rest of it goes. So we'll have done, I don't know how long, it will be 800 something miles total, right? Like a little over 800 miles total when we're there finally. I haven't really seen anything all day today. I haven't seen that boat all day today. We saw one little long-tailed tropic bird and then some like flying fish.
It's just us, and we saw one plane.
One plane.
We're just out here in the middle of nowhere.
So I said we haven't really been, well, we've been sailing half the time, but running our engine quite a bit. Just so you guys know, the wind, the wind speed that kind of is limiting is about 8 knots. Depending on our point of sail and the sea state, it's about 8 knots. Anything less than 8 knots, we can't really maintain a decent speed. Like we can't really maintain over 4 knots of boat speed, which that's kind of our cutoff speed, at least for this passage.
Just because we need to make it before the trade winds pick up really bad.
Yeah, they're gonna get really strong at the end of next week. So that's 4 knots, kind of our cutoff limit. The rougher the sea state, the more wind we need just to kind of keep the boat from bouncing all around and the sails from flopping all around. So, if it's a really rough out, we might need 10 knots at least. And then it just depends on our angle as well. But generally, like if we're reaching like this, if we have 8 knots of wind and calm conditions, that's good. And anything over 8 knots of wind is really good. So like if we had 10 to 12 knots of wind right now, that'd be perfect. We could be flying the Screecher and be zipping along.
And one thing I have been, and I've said it like once or twice before, but on this boat, on all other boats we haven't had like a real like electronic and wind system. What is that called? like
The wind instruments.
Yeah.
So we have the B&G display and the B&G wind instruments and autopilot.
We didn't have that on Adrenaline at all. We didn't have that on Tula. We didn't have anything even remotely close to that on like Neverland. Not that we needed wind, but even like just electronics in general. And it makes it so easy. Like even just the simple things like the direction of the wind without having to look up at like the Windex.
Yeah.
Like,
especially at night. Like,
yeah, you just have to look down and it tells you exactly what it's doing, exactly how strong it is, exactly where you're aiming, and simple things like the AIS. Like I don't have to wake Billy up at all because in the middle of the night when you see lights around, you have no idea how far away these lights are. Just being able to click on it and know exactly how fast they're going, exactly where they're going, and the instrument telling you, no, you're not on a collision course. I don't have to wake Billy up like at all to ask him like random questions like, are we okay? Are we gonna get run over? And like, hey, is it too light to sail? No, I can look and know that if I just turn a little bit, then we can keep going. Like it makes it so easy. I'm glad we did the years without it, but
yeah,
it could never go back.
It's like, dude, it's like learning math in high school or like middle school. They make you do like the old school way of doing the math problem
and then giving you the calculator,
and then give you the calculator and you can just do it, and like it's like having the calculator now.
Yeah.
It's so nice. So like Sierra said, at night when you're trying to know exactly where the wind's coming from, you have to get the spotlight out and shine it up at the Windex and really like kind of,
and you have to look really hard, which makes getting seasick really easy because you're like trying to focus so hard on one point.
just being able to look down at the wind compass on the displays is so nice. And like you said, glancing up and seeing, all right, we have 8 knots of true wind. All right, I'm just in the beanbag back there. I feel a little breeze come through the cockpit. I could just glance up and be like, what's that true wind speed? Oh, it's 8 knots. All right, maybe, you know, we might be able to sail now, and get up and pull out the screecher.
And the fact that we can set the autopilot to the wind.
Oh my God, that's so nice too.
You don't have to like worry about anything except like, hey, are we going way off course or are we okay?
So like in the past we have had autopilots, but they're very simple, old school autopilots, didn't work very well, and you would only set the course to like a compass heading. But this one, you can set the autopilot based on the wind direction. So you can say, okay, keep the boat so that the apparent wind is 40 degrees apparent. So now you can trim your sails to that 40 degrees apparent, and then if the wind shifts slightly, the boat will shift with that wind, rather than if you set the autopilot on a compass course and you are at 40 degrees apparent and you have the sails trimmed. Now if that wind shifts,
you gotta retrim the sails.
You gotta retrim the sails because now you're out of trim for that wind direction. Now that only works in like certain scenarios, but out here when the wind isn't gonna shift a whole lot and you want to set the sails and forget it, like it is a game changer. Or if you're trying to maximize your angle, either downwind or upwind, say you're close hauled, and now that autopilot will keep you trimmed for close haul just on the wind shifts, or same thing going downwind as well.
All this to say, you don't need it. We did years and years and years without it. So if you're someone sitting in a boatyard saying, I'm not leaving until I get all this fancy stuff, screw that, go now and have fun. If you can afford it, it makes it a lot easier, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If we had waited till we could afford all this, we never would have left.
Yeah, absolutely not, yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna go make some food. We'll check back in with you a little later.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Bon appetit.
Pork fried rice.
Girl.
There's mahi under there. Got one. I don't know what it is, but I got it. Oh, I snagged a little freaking, what is that thing? Snagged something. I wonder if we could toss it back in and get a mahi. Ton of little fish. They're like little amberjack and stuff. Any mahi? Oh yeah, there's some mahi right there. Shoot, come on. Definitely not the right setup to have. There we go. All right, circle back around again. Love if I'm about to get a mahi.
Oh, under the crate?
Yeah. There, right there. Big one. Going after it. See him? Oh my God, 2 big ones. There's a ton of amber. Hit standby. Yeah, baby, got it. Oh man, he's a big one. Get the gaff, love. Woo, yeah, woo! All right, I'm ready when you are. Grab him, yeah. Are you all right? Oh my God. Yeah, nice.
I don't know where this.
I don't know either.
Oh my God.
Do you see the pallet? All right, so go in slow. Come on this side, I think. I don't know. He's on it. Yeah, but he's going for it. You got it. Let it do it again. Let it sink a little before you start jigging. Yeah. Woo. Nice. Nice. He's not on good. Whew. There's yours. Beautiful. It's still got a color. Wow.
Okay guys, big moment. We are officially turning south.
The wind is just starting to fill in finally, so I think we'll be able to sail with this Screecher now for a while, and then probably starting with the jib this evening, and then probably have the main jib out the rest of the way. We're gonna still try to make our way to windward a little bit, but not kill ourselves. So as long as it's calm and it feels comfortable going to windward, we will, and then once it gets a little too rough or too windy, we'll kind of bear off onto a beam reach.
Okay guys, that was pretty dang cool. I was like so gone asleep, like deep sleep, and I just hear Billy, "You want to see me catch a fish?" We're in the middle of like all this sargassum in that crate, and he gets it on super quick. Got him in the boat, throw it out, get another one, get the fish filleted, get them cleaned, packed up in vacuum seal bags in the freezer. We like go full on like fish processing center when we get a fish on, and we make it happen pretty fast, and that was pretty dang cool. Our freezer is stuffed with that yellowfin tuna and now those 2 mahi. Oh, we will not have to go to the grocery store for so long for meat, which is the best thing ever. And with that turn, we officially have less than 300 miles to go. Woo-hoo. Can't wait to go to land. It has been very comfortable. Like I haven't moved at all, and we usually move a lot, so whew.
All right, second to last evening on this trip. The wind already picked up a bit. It's probably gonna pick up a little more. Not supposed to get too crazy. I don't think it's forecasted to get over 15 knots. But that doesn't mean it's not going to. Sierra did spot some thunderstorms on the radar. Just getting lines straightened up, neatened up in case we do have to reef or drop the sails. Yeah, we're already sailing much quicker. We're pointing a little more towards, almost straight towards our destination. We're staying a little bit more upwind of it just in case we get a shift. And we're cruising along now. We're doing 7 knots boat speed, 6.5, 7 knots boat speed. We got like half knot of current against us. Something I forgot to mention yesterday, we were talking to you guys about speed. We were saying like 8 knots of wind is kind of our minimum to keep us going at up at 4 knots. I forgot to mention that we are in a little bit of a current. It's called the Antilles current or something like that, and it can run like a half a knot up to like a knot. So we've been seeing that. We've been seeing on average half a knot or just over for a lot of this trip. So when I was talking about those speeds yesterday, I was talking about speed over ground. We're actually doing half a knot faster than what I was talking about yesterday through the water. Beautiful sunset. So yeah, we just watch out for some thunderstorms, get our lines all organized. It's gonna be Sierra's watch. Not really that tired, but I'm gonna try to get as much sleep as I can. Not tomorrow, but the next day. By this time, we'll probably go out to dinner. We also still have the Screecher out. It's perfect conditions for the Screecher right now, but if it picks up consistently another knot or two, and then especially going into the evening, we'll probably just furl it up, just go slightly slower with the jib, and just be a little more conservative. But for now, we're still good.
Less than 200 miles. If we keep averaging 7 knots, we could be there by tomorrow afternoon. Whew. It's definitely a little rougher now, but at least we're moving. I'm not sure why, but the home stretch is always the roughest. It is no longer comfortable, but at least we're still moving.
We asked for wind, we have the wind. Last 20 hours or so. One more sleep.
The only life we've seen today so far is this ship.
Our last 45 miles to land. It was so rough yesterday. It was quite a rude awakening from how it's been turned south. Wind definitely picked up. It was like 12 to 20 knots all day and night. Kind of kept it forward of our beam still, just to make sure we were gonna land where we wanted to land. We were supposed to get an unfavorable wind shift last night and this morning, which we have, but we're still making a good angle. So I just bared away 5 degrees. It's like we're gonna land right at Culebra off of Puerto Rico. I just got on shift. Sierra was so tired. I had one little squall come through where the wind really picked up last night, where I had to throw in a reef. It only lasted 10 or 20 minutes, and then the wind lightened up again, shook the reef out. So luckily that wasn't over and over and over again. And some lightning around, which we always hate, but not too close, not too crazy, so that wasn't too bad either. And seas definitely calmed down today from yesterday. We're almost there. I dare you to eat it.
Oh, he's so tiny.
He's a little tiny guy. Give it to Jetty, see if she'll eat it.
What do you think about that? You guys, we are officially in our home stretch. We have less than 15 miles.
Less than 15?
Woo! Woo! Woo!
I think it's just a little cloudy up there, but I suspect we should start seeing land.
I cannot wait to see land. Okay, the boat's clean, the inside's clean, getting some laundry done, and we're pulling into our anchorage where we can finally get off the boat and go to land. But it is so pretty here. We've done the USVIs, we've been into the BVIs, but we've done Puerto Rico, but we've never done like the Spanish Virgin Islands, which is what this is. So super excited to check it out.
Pretty.
I love the green. Hallelujah.
We're officially here.
Woo.